Welcome back to Burley 555 TV, and welcome to another rare non-video game video, although this is definitely video game related. As you can see from the title and thumbnail of today's video, I have just launched a Kickstarter campaign for the 3D indie basketball simulation video game that I want to create. But before we switch over to the Kickstarter campaign itself, let's have a brief discussion of the current gaming situation for basketball video games. Back in the early to mid 2000s, we used to have a lot of different options for basketball video games. In addition to the NBA 2K series, which was run by Sega Sports at the time, and in addition to NBA Live by EA Sports, we also had NBA Inside Drive by Microsoft, which was an exclusive to the Xbox franchise. There was also NBA Shootout by 989 Sports, which was exclusive to the PlayStation. And there was also ESPN NBA Tonight, and I think there was an NBA Primetime game as well. We used to have a ton of different options when it came to having basketball video games that simulate the NBA. I mean, we had so many options, it was ridiculous. It was almost as ridiculous as the options we had for football video games back in the day. Back when you had the Madden series on the PS2 by EA Sports, and you had the NFL 2K games, and you had NFL Fever, and you had NFL Game Day, and you had the Blitz series. So yeah, back in the early mid 2000s, we used to have lots of options for sports video games, and the basketball genre was no different. But over time, NBA 2K won the market, and all the other franchises died off. 989 Sports shut down, and Microsoft stopped doing the Inside Drive series. All the other franchises shut down. The NBA Live series by EA Sports, they tried to keep going, had a couple of years where they didn't make games. Then they put out a bunch of games in the mid-2010s that weren't very good. Then they took a year off, and then they put out NBA Live 18 and 19, which were some pretty good games, especially NBA Live 19. But then they haven't put out an NBA Live game since. It's been 5 years since we've had an NBA Live game, which means that for the last 5 years, only NBA 2K is on the market. NBA 2K is literally the only basketball game option we have on the market right now. And that is a problem because NBA 2K's gameplay is largely the same as it was 10 years ago on NBA 2K13. Sure, the graphics are a lot better. The presentation and broadcast is better. Sure, the game modes are more developed and there's more of them, and they added the whole WNBA stuff in it too. But the gameplay is largely the same as it was 10 years ago. And the AI is still not very smart compared to, well, other games like NBA Live 19, which I personally found to have more challenging AI than NBA 2K. Since NBA 2K is the only basketball video game on the market for the last 5 years, and since I'm bored of NBA 2K, I quit playing NBA 2K after 2K17 when I realized that they were just repackaging the same gameplay every year, which was boring to me at that point. Well, I've had enough of not having a basketball video game on the market that I'm interested in, because I'm a basketball guy. I played basketball in real life, and I used to love basketball video games. So I've decided it's time to create one of my own. It's time to create a indie basketball game that all of you can appreciate as well as me. So you know this game will exist if it gets made, because I'm going to be playing it a lot when it gets made. But hopefully you guys will want to play it too. And that's what leads to today's Kickstarter campaign, which you can see right here on the screen. The game is called Friday Night Hoops. And the subtitle of my Kickstarter campaign says, "A New Era in Basketball Gaming." You can see the nice little logo I made, although the logo for the game could change during development. But the idea is that we need to raise $20,000 in order to hire a developer studio to create the game. I don't have the coding knowledge to make the game myself, and I don't have the funds to do it. So if you guys pitch in and help me reach the $20,000 goal, I will be able to hire one of many developers that I've talked to over the past several months who are interested in making this game for me if I have the coin to do it. And since I plan on making this game available for all of you all to play, I'm hoping you'll pitch in so that you'll get the basketball game that you want. And in terms of what kind of game it is, well, let me read the campaign to you. As you can see here, welcome to the Friday Night Hoops Kickstarter campaign. Are you tired of playing the same old NBA 2K basketball games every year? Are you looking for a fresh and exciting new experience? Look no further than Friday Night Hoops. Friday Night Hoops is an indie 3D basketball video game that will provide an alternative to NBA 2K. Our game will forego the NBA license and have fictitious versions of the NBA teams with generic players filling the rosters. We're focusing on creating a game that's all about the love of the game of basketball, not just the brand of the NBA. As you can see from that paragraph we just read, this will basically be a basketball version of a game like Access Football or Maximum Football or Football Simulator. As far as what kind of features the game will have, this is what there will be. Our game will have exhibition mode, practice modes, and a franchise mode that's just as deep as NBA 2K's. We're also excited to announce that we'll have a create a team mode as well as a create a play mode. This will allow players to build and design their own unique teams and plays, bringing a level of customization and creativity that's never been seen in a basketball game before. As a backer of Friday Night Hoops, you will receive exclusive rewards. These include early access to the game, the ability to name a fictitious player in the game, and a digital copy of the game upon release. But we need your help to bring this game to life. We're looking to raise funds to pay a game developer studio to develop the game. We're confident that with your support, we can make this game a reality and provide basketball fans with an amazing new gaming experience. Every little bit helps, and we appreciate any support you can give us. We are excited to bring Friday Night Hoops to the gaming community and provide an alternative to NBA 2K. Thank you for considering our campaign, and we look forward to playing ball with you. And of course, we have the risks and challenge where I said this. The goal is to have Friday Night Hoops be available by Halloween of 2023, which should give us ample time to develop and perfect the game if we can reach our fundraising goal. Failure to reach our goal will delay the development and release of the game, which in turn will delay the giving of the rewards to the donors. Now, you said donor rewards, right? Well, here on the sidebar on the right-hand side, we see the bio, and then we see a support section. You can make a pledge without a reward, where you just back it because you believe in it. And if that's not enough for you, well, here's some other incentives. If you pledge $20 or more, you will be able to name a fictitious player in the game. Anybody who donates $20 will get to name a fictitious player in the game. Devs will decide which team this player plays for. But if you pledge $50 or more, you get to name a player and get a copy of the game upon release. Anybody who donates $50 to the campaign will not only gain the ability to name a fictitious player in the game, but will also get a digital copy of the game upon release. Now, if you really want to go the extra mile, if you pledge $100 or more, anybody who donates $100 will get early access to the game as a tester, be able to name a player in the game on the team of his choosing, and get a digital copy of the game upon release. So if you're looking for any kind of incentive to donate to the Kickstarter campaign, I hope these pledges I created give you some incentive. I mean, who doesn't want to be able to name a basketball player in a basketball video game and also be a tester and get a copy of the game upon release? Who doesn't want that, right? Now, I'm a person who's a keeper of my word. In other projects that I've done, I've actually started multiple websites. Back in 2021, I promised my fans on another channel that I was going to create a Facebook alternative called Creation Social. And I actually did keep my word on that. As a matter of fact, you go here, and it will load up Creation Social, which is an open source alt-tech alternative to Facebook that I personally created and have been running for the past almost year and a half. And then last year, I ended up starting my own YouTube alternative called Quarter, which is an alt-tech open source alternative to YouTube that I started in the summer of last year. after I promised people that I would do it. My point in bringing up these websites to you is that I have multiple times promised to give the world a service that they would enjoy, and I followed through. I promised a Facebook alternative, I made one. I promised a YouTube alternative, I made one. Now I would like to provide the world with an indie 3D basketball game with fictitious versions of the NBA teams and all of the creativity and customization options in the world, and a deep franchise mode that will keep you busy for years to come. That's what I want to give the world. But I don't have the funds to do it or the knowledge and know-how to do it. So if you guys help raise 20 grand for me, I will dump that money into a developer who will make this game a reality, and we will make it available for Steam for sure, and possibly even PlayStation and Xbox. For those of you console people out there who are looking for a good console basketball video game alternative to 2K. Anyway, that's all I have for you. Hopefully you guys are intrigued by the Friday Night Hoops project, and hopefully you guys can help me raise funds for this project, because I think there's a lot of people out there who are sick and tired of NBA 2K being the only game on the market, especially when NBA 2K's gameplay literally has not changed much in the last 10 years, and their AI is not that bright, and they're also practicing predatory practices in their game with their online game modes, and basically sucking people dry of all their money in order to play in the online game modes like My City or My Park. Nothing like that will be present in Friday Night Hoops. We're going to go back to the old school era of having a basketball game with gameplay that you love, all the customization options you could ever want, and a deep franchise mode that will keep you busy for a long time, and there will be no predatory microtransactions in the game. That you can take to the bank. And with that, hopefully I'll see you guys pledging money to the project, and hopefully I can make this project a reality for you by the end of this year. But we need to raise 20 grand by May 18th, so please share this campaign with everyone you know, and do everything you can in conjunction with me doing everything I can to raise the funds to create this awesome basketball video game.